Shkoyach. How do you feel? I basically thank you for coming. By the way, when friends come together, it's the biggest chizuk you could possibly get. You know, everybody's mishtatzes in the tsar. Everyone knows the tragedy that happened just a couple weeks ago. The Rebbeinu Shalom took Shmuel, just my 4-year-old little kid. It's something that's really, really hard for us, but I think it's not just for us, it's the tsar for Gans Klal Yisrael. I have no doubt that Rebbeinu Shalom took Shmuel as a carbon for Klal Yisrael to either be mechaper or to just wake us up and tell us, I'm here, reach out to me. I want to hear you. It's the Yimei Slichas is coming up. It's Matzah Shabbos. We have the Yimei Slichas. We know Hayeled Shmuel is the time that we come together. As Anila Deidi V'Deidi Shmuel was nifter mamish erev Hayeled Shmuel. Chav Ches Elul, his levaya was erev Hayeled. It could have happened any other day of the year. But Maisa, we come to Rosh Hayeled Shmuel, Hashem is telling us, Anila Deidi V'Deidi, come to me, talk to me. You know, we could look at this tsar, and which is a huge tsar. What is the Rebbeinu Shalom doing to us? Why us? But it's why me? Why my family? But it's not me. It's not my family. It's everyone in Klal Yisrael. I know a lot of people, Baruch Hashem. I have a lot of friends, and I see from the Shiva, and I see from the Levaya. Shmuel had a Levaya of a Talmud Chacham. He had the Shiva of a Talmud Chacham. I felt like Gans Klal Yisrael felt like this was their tsar. It wasn't just my tsar, it was everybody's tsar. Rebbeinu Shalom was sending us a message. What that message is, I don't know. But I do know that the Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't send us tsaris because he wants us to suffer. The Rebbeinu Shalom is our father. He's a Avinu Avar Achman. Everybody knows, everybody has kids. There's nothing greater than a father's love to a kid. And the Rebbeinu Shalom loves us more than we love our kids. He's the ultimate love. And if we realize that, then the pain is so much less. Because if a son really realizes what the father is, he'll understand that the father would never ever cause a son pain. On the contrary, the Rebbeinu Shalom loves us so much, he just wants to hear from us. And therefore Hashem sends us messages sometimes to remind us that He's there, that He wants to do for us. Any father, all they want to do is they want to hear from their kids. If a son has a request from a father, one thing the father wants to do is just give it to him. But sometimes the son has to ask. The son has to say, Abba, I need this from you. Please give it to me. And what does the father do? The father will go to the other end of the world to give something for their son. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave us. So I was thinking about I have a lot of time to think. It's very hard to get back into everyday life. It is a lot of tsar for us. He gave me a lot of time to think about what's going on and something that I could possibly, better myself in, and maybe the Elam themselves, as a klal, since it was a carbon of a klal, could do as well and take upon themselves and maybe better themselves. There's nothing greater than the koyach Tefilah. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave us 3 times a day to daven. He gave us Shachris, Mincha, and Ma'ariv. Why did He give that to us? For us to go ahead and to be mitzaras, that we have to stop what we're doing. That's not the reason. Our Rebbeinu Shalom wants to hear from us, just like every father wants to hear from their son. They want to give to their son. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave us a matana. The biggest matana is Tefilah. Now, just as Tefilah is such a great thing, the Rebbeinu Shalom gave us Elul. What is Elul? Elul is a time where Klal Yisrael comes together. We're so busy the whole year, caught up into our own world. But comes Elul, the Rebbeinu Shalom says, Ani l'deidi v'deidi li. My son, I'm here for you. Whatever you ask me for, I'm going to give you. I love you. I just thought about a beautiful, a mashal that it's a really scary thing. Imagine we're coming in for a business meeting, and we're a group of people, and we're coming to present a business deal, a product to a new company, and we come in to this company. There's about 10 people that come in, and they start presenting a beautiful opportunity that they have, that this company could offer to this fund. They want the money from them. They want them to get out they want them to get this idea out into the world. And there's this one guy that's pitching the idea, and he's talking to the heads in this company, and he's selling the idea, and it's a beautiful idea. But while he's selling this idea, the rest of the people, there's a couple people in the back that are part of this company that sit there and they're having their own conversation. They're busy talking about a ball game they just went to. They're busy talking about their families. They're busy talking about so many different things. Could you imagine what happens when they walk out over there? They're selling the most beautiful product. They're selling something that they've worked on for so long. But what happens is that when they walk out of this meeting, these people say, very nice, there's somebody over here that sold us a beautiful product, but this company is not real. This company, they have no respect for what they're selling. There's one person that's trying to sell something over here, but there's a whole group over here that are together. They're ba'achtas. They came here together to sell a product, and there's one person selling it. Could you imagine? We walk into a base medrash. There's a person, Nebuch, he has a son that's Yana Machla. A person that his son is struggling in Yiddishkeit. There's a person that just needs parnasa, that's going through a hard time with shalom bayis, and he's sitting there in the front and he's crying to the Rebbeinu Shalom. He says, Hashem, help me, please help me. And what happens? There's his friends in the back that they're just sitting there and they're talking about their everyday life. They're talking about their barbecue they just had. They're talking about their family. They're talking about the business deal they just did. And they have this friend that's crying there and he's saying, Hashem, please help me. What happens when they walk out of the base medrash? Hashem says, there's achdus over here. There's people that are coming together. There's one person that's in pain. There's two people that are in pain, but their friends over here, they don't care about them. They're so busy thinking about themselves. Why should I give them? We know that today's day and age, the Rebbeinu Shalom said the only thing that could break through a wall is Tefilah. What's that Tefilah? It's when a person cries, when a person has nishbrei leiv, when a person sheds tears. And they said there's one thing that gets Tefilah through to the Rebbeinu Shalom. That's when there's a tzibur. When a tzibur comes together and they're ba'achtas. Sometimes it doesn't even have to. You don't even have to have such a feeling, but Rebbeinu Shalom sees that there's people there that we're all ba'achtas and we care about each other. Sometimes, somebody's going through a hard time and we stop and we don't say something during davening because we care about the other person that's suffering. Rebbeinu Shalom sees us and he says, why shouldn't I give them a good year? Last year when we were saying the Sada Teikif on Rosh Hashanah, do you think I thought my Shmuel was going to die? Do you think I thought to myself, this 4-year-old is going to go? He was a beautiful kid. Whoever knew him, he was light. He had a shine. He was a happy person. We come together as a chal. How do we know that we're not the people in the back over there that's saying those couple of words that's killing our children? We bring our children to shul. I used to bring Shmuel to shul the last month before he was nifter. I used to walk to the front of the shul. Why? I wanted Shmuel to see what davening is. If you walk to the front of the shul, there's nobody talking. There's just you and the Rebbeinu Shalom. Why shouldn't we be able to bring our children to the back of the shul and let them look at the front? Let them see Klal Yisrael together davening. Let them see that there's no cell phones in the shul. Let them see that we come on Shabbos and it's beautiful. We had a hard week and we had a beautiful week. And let them see how we come to the Rebbeinu Shalom. The Rebbeinu Shalom said, I want to give you everything. The Rebbeinu Shalom loves us more than we love ourselves. I want to give you whatever I could possibly give you. Just ask me. We see the Akaris, the mice. They were Akaris. They were the biggest people in this world. Rabbi Shalom made them Akaris. Why? Rabbi Shalom just wants to hear our tefillos. He wants to see that we care. He wants to see that we're children. He just wants us to ask. Chazal were Mesak and Tefilah. The most beautiful Tefilah. Chazal gave us Atachinu Ladam Das. Rifa'enu. Atakadosh. Baruch Aleinu. We don't even have the rishos to change one word in Tefilah. Why? Because Rabbi Shalom says, I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to prepare everything for you. Just say the words and I'm going to give it to you. And we come in and he wants to give it to us. In the middle of davening, we stop and we say, just one second, Rabbi Shalom, before you give it to us, let me just tell my friend something that happened that week. What happens over there? We're telling Rabbi Shalom, we don't really need you. We have our friends. We have everything else. We need Rabbi Shalom. Rabbi Shalom wants to hear us. If we could all get together and realize that our talking, the things that we do, it's not just ourselves. It's affecting others. It's like walking into a business meeting and you're all coming there together to sell a product and you're sitting in the back there and talking. You're affecting your entire company. Could you imagine if you stopped talking, how you would be able to sell that deal? Could you imagine that you held yourself back for 1 minute, and because you held yourself back, there was one kid that was never had Yena Machla, and the Rebbe Shalom said, this one person held himself back from speaking, I'm going to save this kid. Shmuel Gellis was supposed to die, but you know what? I saw one Yid, he cares so much about me, he loves me so much, I'm not going to talk about davening. We're going to save Shmuel Gellis' life. But Baruch Hashem, unfortunately, we were zeicha to give this carbon up for Klal Yisrael. But if we're giving this carbon, let's as a klal, come together and do something. Let's come home to our family, to our wives. It says, we always want bracha in our house. It says, Ish ve'ishta shchina shrua beinehem. When there's a wife and there's a husband, there's shchina. The shchina is what brings bracha into our house. Can you imagine we come home, we're working a whole day for our family, and then when we come home, our kids, our wife is waiting for us, or vice versa. The husband's waiting to speak to the wife, and right when you come home, the phone rings. There's an email that comes through, and you stop, and you tell your family, I know you're waiting for me, but there's a business deal, I have to answer it. What are we working for? We're working for our kids, we're working for our wives. Could you imagine if we actually gave them some attention, if our wives gave us attention, how much Shechina there would be, how much bracha there would be. There's so much tsaris and Klal Yisrael. There's so much bracha the Rebbe Shalom wants to give us. He just wants us to say, I'm here. I'm throwing everything away for a couple of minutes. I'll give it to you. Put away your phone. Stop talking for a minute. Give your family some attention. Give your kids. You have your kids now. Could you imagine that you just gave your kids, you show your kids that I'm here for you. Instead of giving your kids your phone and saying, take my phone, don't bother me, throw away your phone for a second and say, I'm here for you, I'm working for you. We lose focus on what life's about. I feel like if we come together as a klal, if we realize what Rebbeinu Shalom wants to give us, if we realize what El is about, and we say, Rebbeinu Shalom, we're here, we're going to come to the Sana Teika and we're going to say, Mi Yichya, Mi Yamis, and everybody's going to be there together. I can't imagine Rebbeinu Shalom is going to say, I want to take Shmuel from you. He's going to say, what do I have to take Shmuel? We're here ba'achdus. I feel like if we all take this upon ourselves, Shmuel is a pure neshama, and it says that a teenage that dies, Rebbeinu Shalom learns with him every single day. No doubt that if whoever takes upon himself something, is it not talking about davening, they're putting away their phone when they come to their family, Shmuel is going to be a male yeshiva for whoever just take something small upon himself, and Rebbeinu Shalom is going to see how much you really care, and how much the tzara that we have to go through, how much it brought to the klal, and how much it changed us. Rebbeinu Shalom is going to say, he's going to wipe away our tears, and it'll mean something for us, and it's going to be a big chizuk for us and God's Klal Yisrael.
Amen.